Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets.
Hey guys, I'm working the part. It's like, we're really doing this again. You guys know that 58.9% of you aren't subscribed. Like, what's going on? It's so easy. And look, here's a clip right now if you don't believe me. Anyway, there's going to be a clip the entire part probably. But anyway, you guys are going to have 5 seconds to like, subscribe, and comment down below, done it. If you comment down below, like, subscribe in that 5 seconds, or you have bad luck for the rest of your life. Other than that, I hope you guys do enjoy the video, and yeah, let's get into it. Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new Whatif. And if you're wondering why it's not the What If Now Tried the Corrupted song, one, because that's unpopular, more unpopular than I thought it would be, and I wanna get how I used to do it. When my channel really was growing, where I'd have a bunch of Whatif school going, like 5 videos would come out a day. And also, some What Ifs are coming to an end soon, and I want to get these one going, and this is one I've just always wanted to take my own twist on, because you guys know I'm not like the other channels who pace it, because on them ones I lose interest really quick. I like making my characters overpowered from the start, which literally one of my series is based on, with Naruto's to Overpowered, and that's my 3rd most popular series, I think. So yeah, as I can see, you guys really like it. So yeah, and also this is going to be my last video till I think Sunday or Monday, and it's not another break, it's just I want to wait for my mic to get here, and I want to set my PC up so it's ready for my mic. It's none of the, oh I don't know if I want to do it or not, it's literally, I don't know if I can do it yet. So other than that, like, there's going to be 20 likes like usual for my first What Ifs, actually 25 likes, because these What Ifs normally bang. And yeah, I can't wait to get my new mic, and there should be a nice voice change in this video, so you guys don't really complain, because it's not going to have any special inside. Also, should probably get into this. First things first, this is, what if Deku could use 1,000,000% of One For All from the start? What if he mastered 1,000,000%? And you guys are going to wonder how this is going to work, I'm going to explain it. Let's jump into it. We're gonna go to where Deku was in kindergarten. Yeah, that's it. And Bakugo just awakened his explosions, and his hands, it's just coming off his hands, and everyone's telling him how amazing he is and how he's gonna become a great hero, and he's super proud. And then Deku goes to him, yeah Cartoon, you're gonna be an amazing hero, I can't wait for my quirk to awaken it, be just like yours. This annoys Bakugo a lot, and unlike the original, he actually launched an explosion at Deku, and Deku put his arms up the block, and when he looked away, he looked burnt, but it just wiped it away, there was no burn. And they said, oh, your quirk must have awakened. Bakugo's annoyed, thinking Deku's got a quirk that can cancel out his. And so they both get took to the hospital, and the doctors examined Deku's quirk. At first they couldn't even figure out what was going on, they couldn't break through his skin or anything, and they thought he must have a hardening quirk. But then they took some x-rays and body scans, and then they see his muscles aren't like usual, they're compact. So, and they're supporting his skin to the point that his skin can't even be torn. And with this, his muscles can also handle nearly any force. They put him under a car and he can hold it up. He doesn't have super strength, it's just his muscles can support that. But if he bends his arm in, he won't be able to push it back up. His muscles are that condensed. You might be getting where this point is. So anyway, we're gonna go to another time skip to where Deku's in his last day of school. And the teacher's reading out applications, and he says, oh Bakugo, you want to go to UA, you might actually have a chance. And Izuku Midoriya, you want to go to UA as well. And on, and unlike the original, Deku wasn't bullied, as he actually had a quirk, and it was pretty good because no one could hurt him. So Bakugo gave up on trying to bully him, and just helped. And they were sort of friends, more like rivals. But the cool thing Deku figured out, he can punch as hard as he wants and he won't get any drawback. So unlike other people where they hold back a little bit on their punches so they don't hurt their own fist, Deku can go all out. So in his first fight with Bakugo, it was a bit equal, but Bakugo still won. And that first fight wasn't Deku defending that kid. And then we go to get Deku getting attacked by the sludge villain. Deku is actually holding himself off a bit as the sludge villain can't find a way to enter. But Deku's slowly running out of air. This is where All Might appears and launches an attack. Deku still has a lot more oxygen in the original thing because he managed to keep his mouth shut. And when he gets blown back, he's slammed into a wall, and All Might rushes over thinking he might have killed a kid, and Deku gets up fine. All Might says, "Oh, that's good," and then Deku asks for the autograph and everything, blah blah blah. But then he says, All Might says, "I have to go now and give this villain to the police." All Might jumps, but Deku grabs onto his leg, just like the original. And when All Might finally notices, he tells him to let go. But Azuki Midoriya says, "I can't. I need to ask you something," instead of saying, "I can't, if I fall I'll die." Because Deku wouldn't die. He'd be able to survive any landing. He's basically unhurtable, unkillable basically, unless you drown him or something. And with this he lands. Deku asks All Might if he could be a hero with his quirk. And All Might asks him, "What's your quirk?" Deku explains his quirk, and All Might suddenly has a revelation. This kid might be able to handle One For All straight away. And then he's about to say to Deku if he would take on his quirk, because All Might's not really thinking at the moment. He kind of just thought he needed to kill the kid, because Deku didn't fly onto the ground, he flew into a wall. So before you can ask that though, an explosion appears and Deku runs. He jumps to the building, All Might's shot, and he sees Deku lands fine. And he sees the extent of Deku's quirk, like his power of his muscles. And Deku runs full speed. He has a lot more stamina as his muscles are supporting it. They're a lot stronger. So the process of reducing lactic acid, and if you guys don't know, that's what causes like stitches and you run out of stamina. That process happens a lot slower, so he could run for 3 days without getting a stitch, but of course he'll need sleep. And he's running there easily, gets there a lot quicker than the original, where Bakugo's still kind of fighting it off. And as all the other heroes are sitting and doing nothing, Deku's getting annoyed, and he yells at that wood hero and says, "Why aren't you doing anything?" And the wood hero says, "We can't, we might hurt the kids." And Deku's like, "For God's sake," and he runs up to help him, but the hero's grabbing back. This is where Deku, with all his force, this is where he's not thinking straight, he punches one of the heroes in the face. And this is a hard punch. But the first thing they do is check Deku's fist is okay and see no damage. But before they can stop him again, Deku's running in and does exactly the same as the original, chucking everything. And if you're wondering why Deku hasn't freaked out about All Might yet, it's because he doesn't know. All Might managed to get this over a lot quicker, as he didn't need to wait and help Deku wake up. So we still had a bit of time. And as he's fighting through, All Might appears, just like the original, causes a huge punch and everything. But then we see a bit of smoke coming off him. He makes sure Bakugo's okay and everything, and then grabs Deku and jumps far. Deku's wondering what's going on until they land on a building and All Might bursts into smoke. And almost like, Deku's like, you imposter, you're fake, where's the real All Might? And All Might explains his injury and all that stuff. And then he goes to Deku and says, "Before I wasn't really sure, but now I am. You have the makings of a true hero, but your quirk would be a bit difficult to become one. Your main use would probably be a human shield, and no one wants to be that, do they? So, I'm offering you my quirk." Deku's like, "What? You can't offer me your quirk, that's not how they work." All Might explains One For All, and Deku's thinking, that's amazing. And he of course accepts, but before he gets the quirk, All Might still does the 10 months training. But unlike before, Deku can go a lot more. So the routine gets 10 times harder. And for some reason, Deku is seeming to gain muscle a lot quicker. And All Might just puts this with his quirk. So by the end of the workout, that end of the 10 months in the original, that's Deku in 2 months. And so by the 10-month mark, Deku is somewhat similar to Mirio in muscle-wise, which will cause quite a bit of a change in the story. Then he takes on One For All. And then they go to the entrance exams. When Bakugo sees Deku, he's shocked. Deku doesn't fall over this time. And he's like, Deku, what happened? How did you get so buff? What is this? And Deku has a lot more confidence now. He's All Might's apprentice. He's All Might's successor. And he says, oh, don't worry about it, Karchan. You'll figure it out. Bakugo goes to launch an explosion at Deku. Before he can even pull it off, Deku grabs Bakugo's hand and tells him to calm down. Deku grabs Bakugo's hand and tells him to calm down. And he walks into the ceremony. As he's there, he still mutters like normal. He mutters under his breath, and Leader stands up and yells at him, "You're distracting us." And Deku says, "You're distracting everyone by yelling, so sit down." Leader or is it Ida? I'm gonna say Ida. Ida gets annoyed, and he says, "What did you say?" But even Bakugo getting a bit annoyed now, so he shoots an explosion out of his hand, scaring Ida to sit back down. And yeah, then we go to the entrance ceremony. Deku still hasn't really figured out One For All yet, but with his quirk alone, he can take down a few robots. He's a lot stronger than the original Deku without the quirk, so his punches can cause a few dents, and he has a lot of stamina, so he takes down about 4 robots. And then he remembers what All Might says. Just think in your head, in your head, smash. And he does. He sees his hand glow a bit. Bakugo's watching him, thinking, what is that nerd doing? But then, boom, boom, boom. The 0-point robot appears. Everyone starts running away, and Deku's following them until he hears a scream. It's a girl stuck under the rubble. It looks like that girl who attempted to help him, but he didn't really need it. And he runs towards it, not really knowing. He gets down and jumps. A huge shockwave flies off him. This is him at mastered 100% easily. No breaks. Bakugo's shocked at the power. And Deku gets his fist and yells, smash! And he sends the robot flying. And he lands easily as his bones didn't break. Bakugo runs over and says, "You damn nerd, what was that?" But now Deku's got a bit of a grasp of the power. He's trying to get his last few points as he can. After checking, making sure Rucka's okay. He starts bouncing around at a speed barely anyone can see him, destroying multiple robots. Before the time runs out, he managed to destroy 100 normal robots. And that was in a few seconds. Bakugo just flabbergasted. And he's like, that damn nerd, where did he get this power? And then Deku goes home. After everyone, and I mean everyone, just goes to him and says, that was an amazing power you showed off. What is your quirk? And Deku says, my quirk is muscle compression. My muscles are super compressed, meaning that I can hit quite hard, as my muscles don't really have a limit on them. And also I'm basically undamageable. And Kirishima thinks his quirk's like mine without activation. Or without making his skin look all weird. And then Deku goes home. A few days later he gets the little letter from UA and he gets told he's passed. He was top of his class. And yeah, his mother's extremely proud of him and says, well, you must have trained your quirk well, blah blah blah, your father would be so proud. Deku just ignores this, as after he realised he got his quirk, he realised that his father was total bullcrap. I'm saying this version, that is, Dad said he had to go away for work because his quirk was the only thing that could do the job. And then he realised that was like rubbish, as he looked into his father and saw that one of his co-workers could control flames far better than him, so it was a lie that his quirk was the only one. Then Deku realised that his father just abandoned him. Anyway, we go to the first day of UA, and Deku walks into class. Everyone rushes over straight away. He doesn't even get time to hear Ida and Bakugo arguing. And everyone asks how do you do on the exam? He got first. And they ask more about his quirk. And then Bakugo flies over and says, Deku, what was up with that insane strength? What did you do in them 10 months? And Deku says, you can see my muscles grew, and that, believe it or not, gave me a lot of strength. If I only had new training would give me this much power, I would have done it long ago. And Deku then Aizawa walks in and says, everyone, not walks in, he just sits up and says, everyone, you had 7 seconds to be quiet, that was far too long. Then he explains the fitness exam, and Momo says, but we'll miss the entrance ceremony. And Aizawa says, when you're a pro, there's no time for this. And then they go to the actual ball through. He calls up Deku and says, you got first place. And what was your highest score in middle school? And Deku says 80 meters. Unlike the original, his father than Bakugo. Everyone's like, whoa. That's kind of like a pro. As I was like, really? And Deku says yes, because my quirk isn't an activation, it's always activated. So I can't really help it. And as I was like, oh. Then he tells Deku to throw the ball. He picks up the ball and Deku's arm starts sparking electricity. And as I was noticing, Deku can go a lot farther, but he seems to be holding him back. To Deku, he's going 100%, which he is. He chucks the ball, it goes 1500 meters. As in, this is because instead of using one finger, he used his entire arm and hand. And it was like, whoa. Aizawa wraps him bandages and says, you, why were you holding back? Everyone says, he was holding back? And Deku says, I wasn't. All Might was watching and he appears and he says to Deku, he's right, I could tell you were holding back. Remember what I said to you? Think in your heart, you weren't even yelling it, were you? And Deku says, I wasn't really forcing myself, but that I felt that was 100%. And All Might says, so it was 100%, does that mean he can go further? I mean, one foot will just get stronger from each user, but does that mean he's pushed past the 100% mark? And he gives it back to Deku. And Deku pushes as far as he can, and the number just appears in his head. He yells out, 1,000,000%! All Might just gets shocked, and Deku chucks the ball. And it flies, no one can even see it, it gets infinity. When I say Deku yelled, he didn't really yell it, he said it quietly, and only All Might, Bakugo and Aizawa heard this, and they're all like, 1 million? And he was at 100 before. What is this kid? All Might and then says, young Midoriya, when did you get so awesome? Just like the original. Anyway guys, if you did enjoy, make sure you like, subscribe. We're nearly at 5k. At 5k I can start getting sponsors, and we'll start growing this channel to the new heights. I'm gonna look at getting a new PC maybe, so I can make these videos come out even quicker. I know I just got this one, but I mean like a proper one, so then I can do even more gaming. Other than that, I hope you guys do enjoy, and share with your friends and family, hit the like goal, yeah, and peace out. And if you can notice that my thumbnails have got better, go look in the description, subscribe to the guy below. His name is Intro Guy, but he also makes my thumbnail, so make sure you guys subscribe to him. Other than that, hope you did enjoy, peace out, bye.